This is Gene Montrose-Stelling, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast, recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 451, originally aired February 28, 2012, re-edited and remastered for April 27th, 2020. Hi everyone, I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. Today I have for you a little tool that you can use at the end of your work day to help you create separation from the work that you are doing and your daily life. Now, when this was originally recorded back in 2012, it was framed in terms of we would go to a physical workspace, we would clean up, and then we would go home. As I'm re-recording this on April 27th, 2020, we are in a circumstance where many people are working from home. And even though we are working from home, creating a crisp boundary between the work that we are doing and our home life is just as important, if not even more important now than it was back then. Originally, when I was working for myself and I was doing my tapping practice, I didn't have a home office like I have now. And so what I would do is I would set up an office in the middle of my living room. And it wasn't up permanently, but at the end of every single day, when the workday ended, I would pack everything up, I would put the table away, and I would turn my living room back into my living room, always recognizing it's really important we're drawing these crisp lines. And even today, as we are in a circumstance where some of us don't have those crisp lines as we pass from doing work to taking care of our family, doing work to being with our children as we're working from home, still at the end of the day, it's really important that we're creating these crisp lines. So the tool that I'm going to teach you here, which I taught back in 2012, is just as important, and you can still do it in the exact same way, even if you are working from home. So here is a really simple way that you can use a small ritual and tapping to end your workday to make it easier for you to transition into the rest of your day. What we were talking about in the client session was the fact that it's really easy to take the stress, the anxiety, the worries from work home with us. You know, we spend so much time during the day there and we have to go back tomorrow. And so it's natural for us to kind of bring some of that stuff home. But in most cases, that's not very helpful. I mean, it doesn't do us much good to bring that home because most of us can't do anything about it when we're not at work. So I came up with this little protocol. It's super easy, and you can use it anywhere. It doesn't have to be for work, but anything where you have a tendency to take a piece of what you have with you out the door with you instead of leaving it behind. And so it's just this simple. Let's pretend you're doing it at work. What you do is you gather up your stuff, you're getting ready to leave, you turn off your computer, you do whatever your departing the day ritual is. But before heading out the door, what I recommend you do is step into the bathroom. For two reasons. One is because not everybody's super comfortable tapping at work, and just excusing yourself into a restroom is a good thing to do, so you can do it without having to worry about what others are thinking. The other is what we're going to see here. It's actually useful in the protocol. So what you do is you're in the bathroom and just tap through your day and just kind of tap on, this was a long day and there's lots of things I need to worry about, but I'm going to let those go. I'm not going to take them home with me tonight. When I come back tomorrow, I'm going to worry about them because there's nothing I can do about it now. I give myself permission to let go of these things at work, and just take a few minutes and tap on something like that. Then what I want you to do is just reach over and flush the toilet. Very symbolically let it know that you're just letting it go. And that's not just something that's a silly metaphor. There's actually been a number of studies that have shown when we do things like flushing toilets and washing hands and other actions that have symbolism to them, what they do is they actually have some emotional benefit as well. And so basically what we're doing is we're saying, this is all the junk from today at work. I'm going to tap, 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 flush. I'm going to get rid of it. Take a nice deep breath, and then you're on your way. It's super simple. It takes you 2 or 3 minutes, but what it's going to do is it's going to help you to create a little buffer and let go of the stuff that you're struggling with at work so that when you head home, you can enjoy the rest of your life, knowing that when you return tomorrow, work will be there. So you can see the tool set is pretty straightforward. We can use it anytime, anywhere, in any environment, even if we are in a circumstance where we're doing something for a couple of hours that isn't work related, but we want to draw a crisp line between that thing and whatever we are returning to, and we can come back to it again and again. I love the tapping. I also love the cleaning metaphor that is in the middle of that actually creates real sense of release and letting go. So let me know how this works out for you. If you know someone in your life who's really struggling right now in drawing that crisp line between the work that they're doing and the rest of their life, please pass it along. Don't spam your inbox and send to everybody in the world. But if you know someone who could use something like this, be our ambassador, pass it along, because the easiest and most common way people find a new resource is from the recommendation of a friend. And so you might create a way for someone to end their day that they didn't know about, which will make a real difference for them, particularly in the midst of these really trying times. If you have a question or a comment, I would love to hear from you. I can always be reached at Gene, Gene, at tappingqa.com. If you're on the website, just click on that contact link. If you're inside of the Tapping Q&A app, all you need to do is click on the contact link and you can send me a voice memo, or you can send me an email from right inside of the app. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, it's absolutely free. It's available for both Android and Apple devices. Not only will you have access to the entire tapping catalog, but you also have access to all of the tapping scripts as well. So you can just pull them up and tap right along to them. You can subscribe to the show in Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Pandora, Spotify, everywhere you get audio. It's important that you subscribe so you don't miss any free episodes, and subscribing is always free. Even though we're using the word subscribe, it's not like subscribing to Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu or something like that. It is free. Some places they call it follow, they don't call it subscribe. But wherever you are, search for Tapping Q&A, click the action that makes the most sense for the show so you get all of the episodes moving forward. For the Tapping Q&A podcast, this is Gene Montrestelli. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye. The Tapping Q&A podcast is copyright Gene Montrestelli Tapping Q&A. All views expressed by guests are those of the guests and not necessarily of Gene Montrestelli and Tapping Q&A.